Good evening. It's Saturday, as far as I know. I am somewhat aggrieved. So, I had every intention of starting this about 4 hours ago, and suddenly it's now 6 o'clock. And literally, I picked up OBS and I looked at it and I noticed that my camera hadn't changed, even though I had a couple of things on top of my pillow, so I put like the pin pot on it. And I'd taken the pin pot off, but according to OBS, the camera was still showing the pin pot, and I was like, why? And so my machine blue screen, and then took about 8 boot ups before it would even dream of starting. So, to be honest, not feeling best pleased with my computer at the moment. It should be better than that. So we shall get on with this. Today will likely be a bit shorter than I originally intended. Why is that, Liz? Well, that's because the Tesco man cometh, apparently between 9 and 10. But he also may randomly show up pretty much from any time now. If he does show up, we can accommodate that because we're clever. It won't take me long to put my stuff in the kitchen. But it is what it is, if you know what I mean. So let's do this a little bit. So chances are we're not going to finish this today. That's the only downside, is that it doesn't look like we'll be finishing this today. But we shall try. Take you out because you're just making life awkward at the moment. Put you there for a second. Right. Now, you should be round that in there, like that. Doesn't quite look right, so we'll take that pin out and have a look. And the answer seems to be no, you're right, you just looked funny. Fine, you can look funny, who are we to judge? And now it sorts this, of course it sits a bit better, so let's take this out of the way, open up the pin pot, because, well, it's got fat pins written on it. I can put up a thing that looks for the... keeps an eye out for Mr. Man. It's down here somewhere. Might slightly affect my broadcast rate, we shall see. So, you are cast out. We need 2 of you. Cross use. case you get a heads up. The van pulling into the road is on a slight delay because of course I'm watching it through a camera, and it's got to go out to the world and back for some reason. Can't watch it direct, God no. He let himself in, don't pick on him. She is mean to us. She's had some calmy stuff today, so with any luck she's not quite as twitchy as she usually is. And she has been slightly more huggy and peaceful today, which frankly is a blessing. I mean, it doesn't mean that she's, asleep and unconscious, which, is the time that she's best, but she has been slightly less irritating today, but then, each day's a new day. Get off pin. Got a couple of pins dangling off the one I'm on. Didn't look. Just the only slight downside of magnetising them. Well, of course I'm not deliberately magnetising them, but it successfully does magnetise them. Of course it doesn't stop her trampling the grass, so she's still annoying doing that, but she can sit still a little bit more and twitch just a little bit less, which is why I haven't put the porch light on, because that just winds her up. It says between 9:15 and 9:45 now. That's fine. Whatevs. And my back is already going, oh, are we doing this again? Yes, back, we are. Have you ever had a joint that needs to pop and won't, and it hurts? Well, that's kind of what my back's doing. It's... if I lie down, I can feel that there's a spot. It's probably more my pelvis, but we're going with back because I can't put my fingers on it easily because it's round the back and I can't see. But there's a... if I lie on one side, my entire back grinds and crunches and frankly sounds really quite disturbing. I mean, it sounds like it's going to fall apart. It needs oiling or something. But when I lie on the other side, there isn't the same noises. But there is this really uncomfortable section, which is the bit that hurts while I'm doing this. And considering it's 6 o'clock and I've been up for many hours, why is it that my back only hurts the moment I come to do this, even though I'm sitting on the same couch? So I've said to you before, I think some of it's psychomatic. I think some of it's just my brain going, oh God, no, we're not going to sit here and do this again. Yes, brain, we are. You're the one that wanted to do lace making. This is the price of lace making. It means sitting here and doing this. You can't have both ways. Lace will not be made without us doing it. Therefore, we must make it for it to appear. As I say, I often have to treat my brain like another person because, well, it treats me like another person, so fair's fair. It's the one that gets stupid ideas, and all I'm doing is letting it. So the price of letting it is, it's got to do it. So you can't have your cake and eat it, brain. You're not a toddler. You have to learn that there are consequences to your actions. And the consequences to this is sitting here, wafting my arms around. I can push it back a little bit. There you go, you can see my hands a bit better. What I really need is one of those gooseneck things, so that I can bring the camera much more forward so that it looks at it and a bit more from my point of view. Only a bit. I mean, you don't want to see it from my point of view because then you'd be in my way. But it would be good if you could see it a little bit more from my point of view. 2, 3, 4, 5. But I still want it to be more overheady than my view, so that you can see when I close in and want to point things out, you can see them a little more clearly than perhaps say I can. Somehow I really need to practice kind of having my hands out like that, because that is where some of the backache comes from, is that it's not used to having my hands quite so far out in front of me, because I'm used to typing sort of, you know, much closer to myself, so because that's what happens. If you want to laugh, this is the view from my front camera. Darker than dark, darkety dark, I think is the short answer to that. Hence you can tell when someone comes, because, well, it lights up. We don't have a street light here. It's funny how in your council tax, of course, you're paying for street lighting and all of those kind of useful things. And, well, we don't have any of that. So... was thinking about what Tenchi said the other day about how to's probably would get more views, and as you know, I'm not here for the views. I'm not in it to make any money. I mean, you know, to be honest, if I became the next Asmongold making millions just by streaming some lace, it would be a bit disturbing actually. But because I don't believe really there is the call for that. Although, if you've ever watched people like Asmongold and some of the other big streamers, sometimes they don't seem as special as you'd like to think to be making that much money. But they do. Hats off to them. Speaking of which, overnight, while I wasn't looking, I would like to thank Delicate. So I was just making sure that that was the most approximate speakage of their name, who subscribed to me, making them my second subscriber. So I am very pleased with that. That is a lovely feeling. And I don't think you are the bobbin I'm after. So let's have a look at some of the shenanigans going on over here. So, you've come from somewhere in this department and got really long because you're annoying. So yes, I now have two people who have subscribed, of which I get about $2 something, so eventually, because you must accrue a certain amount of money before Twitch will send you it, and well, I've got a way to go before that happens, so clearly, you know, but I still appreciate it because it goes in the pot. They then, of course, tax it, so, you know, out of that $2, I don't get the $2. I get a smaller subsection of the $2, but, you know, as I said, not in it for the money. However, all monetary donations and stuff are appreciated, so I you know, very much thank you, Delicate. You are a hero, for I don't expect people to pay up or otherwise. On average, I make about something ridiculous like, you know, 30 cents per stream or something, and this is far too many. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's the right number. It's just that you're hanging out with the others. So yes. I mean, would I like to be able to retire and do this full time and, you know, live off it? Sure. You know, if I could do crafty things, and, you know, I'd have to vary the days, I think. I couldn't do kind of like 6-7 hour streams of the same thing every single day, but, you know, we could do some weaving, knitting, crochet, cross stitch, whatever. Yeah, you know, that would be, I'd kind of enjoy that, especially while I'm fit enough to do it. But like everything, you know, it's a dream. After all, according to the government, I've got the best part of 14 and a bit years before I can retire. Screw you, government. Or however many years it is, it's about that, something like that. Yeah, it's about 14 and a bit years. Screw that, I want to retire this year. I want to retire this year, but be financially viable. That's... So I don't want to be retired through sickness and be poor and fretting. I do, you know, I want to retire for the I'm done reason, but at the same time, it's alright, I forgot to add a pair. I realised that. I'd kind of like to retire, but I can't force. I don't want to be forced to retire and not be able to afford it. So, I think we all understand those reasons. Definitely need a lot more drink today. They've been talking about, the UK, quite a lot of the UK, being on, kind of amber alert for storms and snow, and it's been icy and frosty. Don't get me wrong. And obviously, if it's rained, it's frozen. Not necessarily freezing rain, if you know what I mean, but the rain or wet ground has then frozen. But they've all been acting. I mean, I've had snow alerts today, I've had ice alerts today, I've had everything. Have I seen a single snowflake? Have I, heck? Right? It's just been 0. And you're kind of going, it's almost disappointing. It shouldn't be, but it's almost disappointing. Nearly as disappointing as taking a look at my packets of beads here. So I bought some beads. These are the bigger beads that I bought, but I bought some beads and I've got some smaller ones just like it. So the idea is that I'm not going to say I'm not a colour person, because I am a colour person. I thought about doing some of the cloth stitch here in colour after all. But I thought some subtle beads for some subtle work. I've ordered some subtle sequins and some silver sequins, but some subtle sequins. So basically clear with a bit of a coating on it. So comes with a thing that you can peel off on the back. Look, great. So you could reseal them. But then they've hot sealed across the bottom, so you can't use it. Some people just need, to quit. Just can you not? Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a bit. Okay, so you go back in here because, my dear bobbins, is it a hole in my bucket, dear Liza, dear Liza? Yeah. Can't remember what it's from, but for some reason there's a hole in my bucket, dear Eliza. Just came into my head. As I say, not quite sure where from. Let's grab one of the sparkly button things, because this is getting a bit messy around the pins here. So we will bring you out of there, because you need to come out of there, because you shouldn't be in it. But we will put you a little bit forward, and then you can be stacked around the back like that. And you, for the moment, although you'll be in a minute, and you'll be in a minute. But you're kind of next. So you've mated around the pin, and potentially some other pins, but we'll find out in a minute. Right. Some shenanigans has gone on here. There we go. Okay. So you can go out the way for a minute. I said out the way. Slightly longer, so you're a bit more like the same length as the others. And you're a bit long. Ad break's about to start in 45 seconds. Don't know why the first one doesn't warn me. All the others do. Tip you up out the way a bit more. Gives us a bit more space. Here come the ads. Yeah, look. Speaking of Asmongold, guess who started streaming? So I get notifications when there's a particular streamer I won't watch, but he's in with a group of people I do watch. And yesterday evening, all my phone did was go ping, dude is streaming this. Ping, dude is streaming this. And it's like, I don't want to watch him. Can you stop? Because he announces it to their Discord channel, which is the shared bit, and it's the Discord thing that's going ping, by the way. And you can't, well, other than blocking people, you can't mute them. I don't really want to block him. Because I helped him fix something the other day, but I don't really ever want to watch one of his streams again. I didn't enjoy it. He was rude about someone else that I liked, so it kind of put me off. I don't see anything on the camera, dog. Sounds like wretched fireworks again. Amy! There's nothing obvious on the camera. Amy, calm down. Missed something and not been looking at the camera, because of course I am looking at what I'm doing more than anything else. If the Tesco van was out there, it would all be lit up, so I know it's not. There's nothing there, little one. I wonder if the bin men came today. Forgot to go and check if they'd emptied my bin. Long. Stick. I saw you escape. Arms are thirsty today. That was Sometimes it's amazing how you can put your hand in a pot of what must be 1,000 pins and not actually be able to grasp one. It seems a little surprising, but you're surprised how much it happens. So I just watched you unravel, you annoying bobbin. I watched you, I saw. That's you done with till we get round to the next triangle. For some reason I seem to be a bit of a doofus in lining up bobbins at the moment for sticks. I seem to be pretty bad at it. There we go. That's you dealt with. See, some of you are a bit shorter than perhaps you need to be. Let's make you a bit longer so that you can go round the pin a bit more. There you go. Like that. Let my back chill for a second. It's definitely something to do with sticking my arms out. I'm going to have to get some weights out and do some exercises every day to try and help it accept this eventuality, as for this is part of the deal. Now, we don't need you right here, right now. We need you. And some of you are wrapped around the pin. Of course you are, because life sucks. There we go. Now, we need to make sure you're not tangled, that you're all where you should be. So, you are out of play already. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Ferret stream restarting. So there's a ferret rescue who has a 24-hour camera so you can watch the ferrets, and they have to restart every so often. I think there's something to do with Twitch rules. You have to start at least every 48 hours or something. Not quite sure why that's a thing, but it's a thing. So they restart, I think, roughly once a day. Or when it has problems, of course. What now? Oh, that's the guy I usually watch. He's early today. They seem long. A bit shorter. That's a bit too short. Okay. And you're a bit short. And you're definitely short. There you go. Just what you undo again, because you're an annoying bobbin. Why is it sitting square that way? Well, yeah, square's that way for me on the couch. So the moment I rotate, 40 degrees to the right, even though I'm not just turning my upper body, I turn the whole of me 45 degrees. Why does it make my back hurt? I'm not quite sitting as far over to the end of the couch that way as normal, because the dog's in the way, but that shouldn't really matter. I sit on this couch all day. It doesn't give me backache until I do this. It's just daft. Let me move my leg there. See how that helps. Or if that helps. Okay. You're farting. Too short. You are done, even though you only just came in. You two are now out of the way. You are out of the way. We are now in the corner. We now put you in there. You three are done. We will put you on a stick for now. Because you are done. We don't need to speak to you again. Now, all of you, however, are part of things to come. So, we need to make you shorter because you're annoying. If you dangle off the bottom, you're too frigging long. You'll get in there, so we'll try and tidy you up a bit. But we need to do the cloth stitch across the top before we can do the next bit. So we want to make two pairs to this. Up. 1, 2, 3, 5. Put you in a stick for now to keep you safe. Actually, we'll put you in there as well, just for measure. Put you out the way. Now we need you. And for some reason, that pin is not holding down those threads. It should be there. Like that. Right. One, two, three, four, 5. Oh. Crunch, crack. using a mouse with the left hand. Let me turn off the yawn because I don't seem to be doing too bad for the moment. She says, feeling a yawn coming on. Yep, here it comes. didn't add one, idiot. Alright. Plus the crap you. All my pins seem to be the wrong way up, so I can feel something, but when I give it a pull, it doesn't come, because there's no head to hang on to. Yeah. Which kind of is surprising, considering when you look at the pot, you see all the heads in the middle. So let me have a look. We can take out some of these pins back here, because we know that that's good, and put them all pointy end down so that I can find pins. Now, don't want to come down too far because, well, we need to have a bit of a, we need to have a couple of layers of pins, but we can still do a bit of this, and we can take out, frankly, quite a few of these in the middle, because we don't need them. You only generally need sort of like 3 or 4 layers of pins, depends on the stitch bit, but I tend to just do chunks because, well, so, you know, this square to me is a chunk. Now, I'm obviously not pulling all the pins out in this chunk, but I do want to see what's going on a bit, because I like seeing how we're doing. Makes me feel like we've progressed when we can see more of the triangle for the pins. And of course, it's as we do this we see any mistakes, and of course, by the time we've pulled the pins out, frankly, we're not going back that far, because to get back that far, we have to undo quite a bit. So, from that point of view, it is, once revealed, the mistakes will be, but okay. Doesn't look bad. Might be a bit of a shenanigans going on there, but as of today's 6 line, it's too friggin' late, so it is what it is. Each square has its own unique, wonderful mistakes in it. Some of them bigger than others, obviously. saw that. Fine. We will squish you around there and stab you in with a pin. Keep you out there, and we need a pair. Will you stop licking, please, Mr. Potts? I mean, there isn't really a choice, there's only one bit I can work on, but my brain's thinking about, do I start this, do I not start this, do I do some of this maybe, do I, and think the best answer is to leave it for tomorrow, because there is a distinct possibility that any moment now Tesco man will show up. Which is why I was hoping I'd start this sooner today, but as I said, the day just somehow ran away. So there's a photo for the cover. Right, put that round there. Stick you up out the way there, just to hold you out the way. Put you up out the way there. In fact, we can stick you up out the way to hold you back there too, because that just means that you're all nice and tight. So, I apologise it was a shorter stream. I was hoping we'd finish the triangle today, but the man could turn up kind of any time now. And before now, they've turned up anything to an hour in advance. So, with each moment that... Oh, of course, there's ads coming in. So, you know, again, another good reason to stop. But, you know, normally, you know, you book a time. And because I do the flexi time, because it's cheaper, but they tell you, oh, you know, it'll come between 9:15 and 9:45. And it shows up at 7:30, and you're going, just while I was in then, huh? But it, you know, let's you know, let him off the hook, give him a good chance. I could do with some tea, to be honest, as well. So there is no reason why we should not finish this triangle tomorrow. It's looking pretty good. There's maybe one mistake so far that I've spotted. The rest looks pretty okay. She says looking a bit further. Maybe two. Maybe two. There's something kind of odd going on here. Yeah, there's something odd going on there, but nothing big. And as we know, I'm going to be the only one that looks at this thing in the long run, so if I can live with it, well, and chances are I won't look at it that hard, because it'll be a curtain and I'll walk past it without even looking. So with that in mind, there is, you know, this is part of the reasoning, of course, of you have to be kind to yourself. If you keep beating yourself up over the mistakes, it just makes you feel sad about all the things that you've made. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't want them to have mistakes in it, far from. But if I allow myself the fact that there almost certainly will be, whether I've spotted them immediately or not, the best way to spot mistakes is to post a picture on the internet, for then they jump up and down and go, me, look at me. To be honest, that really is when you see massive. It's like taking the pins out. Because there's so many pins, you can't really see what was happening. So until you take the pins out, you can't see half of them in real life. And for all of those that you miss in real life, you catch them when you post it on the internet. So with that in mind, I bid you adieu. I shall see you tomorrow, and I hope you will take care. Bye bye.